it's a time issue that we're dealing with, and I think, I need to spend, my time.
It is a tight issue. You know how I feel about it? I feel like it's all of these people and two or three that want it. They want it versus all these other people that are going to read the bad things about it that are not being listened to.
What did I say?
I need a black thing. Hang on. Thank you.
Don't say I didn't give you that.
I know.
Well, if y'all hadn't been approached by anybody, why are we even talking about this? Y'all were approached by Ryan. Ryan put y'all on the spot, so y'all have been approached, hadn't you?
It put us on the spot. Approach for what? Oh, we have been approached from the wind turbine people.
But you said nobody had put, in the work session, you said that y'all had not been approached.
What I said is nobody has approached for me to put something as far as coming up and saying that we're going to, close roads or put wind turbines up.
But isn't that what everybody just did today?
What?
The citizens of the county, isn't that what we just did today, was bring it to the table to you? And y'all wouldn't even vote. You wouldn't even vote. You just killed it.
You didn't even discuss it.
Appreciate you ignoring us.
I mean, can you answer that? You've been saying, you were quoted in the Anniston Star as saying that until somebody brings something to the table, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
But you're talking about a company.
But to leave a road, we're talking about leaving a road that's open, I don't know. And then also, as far as...
But what I'm saying is you're referencing a company. But for the last 5 meetings, when's the last time you had a crowd like this at a commission meeting?
I've had a lot of calls that are in support.
Not calls, people showing up.
I understand.
Well, I mean, seriously, when's the last time you had a crowd like this?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. And this crowd represents what was brought to the table today, correct?
Yeah.
They screwed up.
First time you heard about this at that meeting that March 17th meeting?
2011 is the first time I heard about it. When we all come in and we just, they come to the meeting.
But you were the one that said this is like getting the horse before the cart or something, wasn't it?
Right.
But was that...
That was recent. That was March.
First crowd that you found out Ryan
When I first found out about it, I was in a class, or it might have been on a Monday, because me and Miss Cobb had classes on Wednesday and Thursday. And so when we're down there, we grab a computer and start working on the computer, to try to find out what's going on. But we didn't know I didn't know that the bill was in Montgomery where we was going to be excluded from it. But when we come back, and we all sat down there the night that Miss Cobb had come in and was talking to us about it, I felt like I expressed myself to everybody in the room, because I hadn't really met Mr. Kitchens. I think I met him a long time ago when I was first running for office out there in Cleburne at the fire department. And I told him I didn't, each time I told them they need to come to the commission, that whatever they want to do, as far as us coming and meeting them and telling them what we are not going to do until they come right here, because I got to get, whatever I decide to do, I got to make it the best deal and understand, and when they come, it might be a new point.
Well, what persuaded you that night that you knew enough to say, exclude us?
What I did that night, I based it off the commissioner that was in his district. I also done it off the direction of the other commissioner out there, Mr. Langley. And I also looked at it as Ryan that lives on Turkey Heather Mountain, and then Ms. Cobb, because I'm a municipality commissioner.
You made the motion though, right?
No, I didn't make the motion. I seconded the motion. I looked at Mr. Brooks and I said, what? Mr. Brooks says he is tired of seeing people in the county get passed by on everything. And I said, well, what is your situation? He said, I'm 100% for it, and I make a motion that we pass the resolution. I second it. And then what was said was, Ryan says, discussion. I can't, I argue more battles in commission.
I know you have.
And I try to do my best job.
You know where you stand with me. You have done it.
But when you stand there and you sit there and just listen, I always get up and I always go do it. But but I will make my mind up. you know, when I'm,
Let me ask you a couple of questions. You told me more than once that you got more people calling in favor of wind farms than against it.
yes.
Can you tell me anything without naming names? Can you tell me anything about that demographic? Does it seem to be all people that are brothers and sisters and mamas and daddies of just a few select people? Or, I mean, is it just people just randomly pick up the phone and say, hey, I know they're fighting me on this, but we want it? What can you tell me about that group of people?
What I tell them is, like the other day when we was at the forum the other day, and I had a couple of teachers that was talking to me about it, I told them, I said, matter of fact, I think I used, the same websites that a lot of us are using. I said, go on there and educate yourself and look at it. Because I don't want to tell you you're for or against it. Because it's like, well, I have went and visited and done it because you was there, and sometimes I feel like that I'm trying to sell something. And, that's what Wendell told me. He said, you better watch him and he'll sell you a wind farm. But I ain't trying to sell nothing. That's the reason why I keep my distance away, because I got to sit down and wait out on the office.
Where are those people today? With these big meetings we've been having.
I've had some high school students to come and talk to me. I've had some teachers to talk to me. This here's a thing that we're dealing. It's a big thing that we're dealing with the county. But this oil spill is a big thing too. And I was down there Thursday and Friday weeding and cleaning out a ditch, with inmates. But we tried to, because the manpower that we got to get it done. And
I just feel like with us coming back, we're not getting nowhere.
Do you think a crowd of this size deserved a no vote and no discussion at this point, the way it went down today?
I think we've had a lot of open discussion on the wind farms. And but I think
no discussion on today's consent agenda.
Today was
work session.
Today was the culmination of the last 5 visits. It came to a vote today. And for it to not even go up for a vote or even be discussed, do you not see how that can be construed as disrespect?
Well, it sounds like they're for it to me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking if we're wasting our time here.
Does that mean that there's 3 commissioners for this project?
I'm not against the project. Like I said, I'm going to continue to educate myself.
Do you believe any of that deal about everything about the subsidy driven? That there's no economic value, no viable, nothing. Do you believe any of that?
Well, I believe there is some economic value to it. Well, I think anytime a man has a job, he can go out here and support his family. I think, a man that don't have a job, a man can get a job. I think that's a big thing for me as far as when I hear people looking for a job.
Kind of like fracking for oil.
I mean, you really think there's going to be some jobs from this?
I really do.
Well, he's seen them, 5, 6 people. I mean, he's seen the jobs. There are jobs. But I don't think that the overall impact, the environmental impact and the impact it's having on our community, as you can see right now, you have to balance that. If it is 5 or 10 jobs, you got to balance that.